Hello, everyone. Schoolhouse Intuitive. Thanks so much for being here. I am here with some messages for the Libra Collective, Libra Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, MC, any placement of Libra. Everyone's welcome. This message is just a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. We'll pull tarot, oracle cards, and I'll share channeled messages as I receive them. And before the reading, I did hear a little bit about, current energies and maybe what to expect in the near future. A little reminder, we do have Mercury in retrograde for a few weeks now. So till I think pretty much until the equinox. And then this could, just be mindful of travel, communication, technology, all that could go sideways. Okay. There's also, so these are now channeled messages I received. There could be a new approach or some sort of what they called was a backdoor approach needed. So for example, it could be if you were waiting to get into a doctor's appointment, and your appointment's about to come up, it could get rescheduled. Or say you need to get to schedule with somebody and they don't have an opening, but they put you on a wait list. I see that as actually working out probably better. So so there's just some sort of again, sort of a sideways or, a way around something that could prove to be successful. Letting go of the past or any idea where you thought you wasted time is beneficial. I heard no more following the herd. We're being encouraged to experiment, to quiet the mind, to release dependencies and limitations, and to stand our ground, shed a line, and move through, in order to break free. So moving sort of like through any limitations and breaking those chains, right, that bind us. And so a lot of them are imaginary anyway, right? And then we also had letting go and embracing the new. So what do we have, please? Card-wise, what do we have? See the humor, card 34. So being playful. We have a couple of dogs there. Maybe you connect or resonate with dogs or one that looks like one of these two. So this is about changing our perspective. It makes me think of Hanged Man and Fool card energy, really. That playfulness of the Fool, but that wisdom and perspective change of the Hanged one. What do we have? We have Evolution, card 23. So empowerment, transformation, a beautiful healing green. It does feel like it could be a very healing time. And you may feel too that, now that we're in this fire horse energy, especially too, being an air sign or having that prominently placed in your chart, which is why you're probably here on this Libra channel, you could find that you just have these like sudden revelations, or a lot of really good ideas. So make sure you're at least jotting those down, even if you can't act on them right now. But it seems as though you are being prepared for something here, having to do with your own empowerment. Getting that kind of slow and steady wins the race energy with it. And we have confidence, card 25, strength, balance, being prepared, having some tranquil moments. Breath work may help as well. This is, but it was in the reverse. So what this could be is feeling doubt, feeling kind of scattered, feeling like, you can't really take an active stance on something quite yet. So we want to change that. We want to turn that around if possible, right? To be coming from a much more balanced and empowered place. What else do we have? Open your heart to love, card 27. So this is vulnerability, forgiveness, community, allowing. Doesn't mean you get walked over, right? That's not what that means, but so we don't want to go to extremes ever, right? All right, let's get some tarot tokens. We'll get one for each. And the things I use are generally in the description box, including these tokens. Oh my goodness, look at this. Come from a place of healing. Star. Very nice. I'm getting, I know that card says see the humor, but I'm actually getting see the healer, like see the healer within you. Or maybe you're seeking out a healer. What else do we have? Oh my goodness, we have another big one here. The world. Yeah, let's just to make an adjustment here. We have the world, yes. And I feel like for a lot of you, you're actually completing some sort of a healing journey, spiritual journey, physical feat, something. You're overcoming something here. We also have, I'm not at all surprised to see this. It came out in a pre-shuffle. So, but not with the tokens, with cards. So here's death, rebirth, transformation here coming in, and having confidence in your ability to do that. Also having confidence in your ability to change your lifestyle. I'm hearing changing your habits and routine. What else do we have? Oh my gosh, there it is. There is the Hanged Man. All right. So with these, I only take them in the upright. So the way, because they're circular. So I mean, I'm, anyway. So this is getting that new perspective, and maybe you're shifting perspective as far as how something went down, or someone else's stubbornness. All right. So this is like releasing and letting go, or at least changing your perspective on past resentments, and that does go with the energy, of the week that I was getting. Okay. Let's see what else we get. We're just going to keep building on these. I guess I can put my book away now that I already read you my notes. Personal readings are still open. Schoolhouseintuitive.com. All the details are there. I'll be closing phone and Zoom and Reiki for a short time, for about a month, in March to April something. All right. But the rest of the readings will be open, so do check that out. All right, so we have the High Priestess and we have the Nine of Swords here. High Priestess and Nine of Swords. I'm getting here to someone just really not valuing you for how helpful you've been. Okay, unfortunately, I'm also hearing the name Sharon with that. And I think it's because whoever this was, maybe that you helped, or it does feel like a younger energy, and it does feel as though they they themselves maybe can't really put something behind them, or a time when this can also be relating to a time when you really were letting things go in some sort of relationship and overlooking red flags too, and just kind of how that like wore on you. Some of you could be experiencing that now, getting yourself out of that, getting a much higher perspective, putting an end to that, closing out that cycle here with the world and rebirth here. Yeah. And you have the King of Cups here, but he wasn't really totally in the upright. So this is kind of like really not trusting one's feelings, maybe. And that could be why you're not sure, which direction to go with something. What else do we have? I'm hearing Illinois. I'm hearing Louisiana. And we have Two of Wands, taking that next step. Are you ready for the next step? Do you feel ready? You could have some sort of, loss of interest even coming in, or just fearing, what if I do start listening more to that inner knowing, or is spiritual work my calling? You could even be asking that sort of thing when I'm getting that with this King of Cups, who was kind of sideways. Feels as though some of you are sort of they give me expressions. My guides give me expressions that other people might know. And sometimes I don't know them, but a lot of the times I do. I do know this one. It feels like you're in the last leg of the race or something. It's kind of like, you have like just a couple more steps to go here with something possibly. It does feel like you're getting a lot of activation and being oriented or initiated for this sort of what feels like an awakening or some sort of real alignment. You have the Eight of Wands in reverse. It does feel like some of you may have some sort of stuck energy, trapped energy, or just feeling as though things are really slowing down, or that you've been wasting energy. And I feel like that's probably what you're putting an end to, wasted energy. Some of you could be feeling kind of underprepared when in fact you're overprepared for something. We also have Temperance here. This is you having to kind of balance it all. And needing to kind of, it seems like something needs to change, because it seems like for some of you, like you're feeling maybe possibly stuck, or like something's been delayed, or I am hearing too how, maybe working with opposing energies, or like that whole opposites attract, maybe, hey, being a Libra, maybe you're, attracting an Aries, or maybe you yourself have Libra and Aries within your chart. I know there's at least one person out there that has that, or it wouldn't have come through. Yeah. So, but then it also feels like I get like taking a chance, and it does feel like one of this does feel like it's something financial, but it's almost like just being mindful that you know, especially with Mercury retrograde, be wise with your investments and your decision making and signing documents and stuff like that, right? Look things over carefully. It doesn't mean you can't sign anything, right? I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, you can't do this on a full moon, you can't do that in a retrograde. No, or otherwise we'd never get anything done, right? So don't let the astrology scare you, okay? But you do you, you know, you have free will, final say, your intuition knows best, okay? What do we have here? That door, by the way, has the number 4 on it. Those of you who are interested, it does have the number 4 on it, and there is a keyhole, and like there's light being shown. It's like you're going to be shown the way on with this. Oh my gosh. And for some of you, it could be striking that balance or someone receiving their karma even. It can also have to do with something to do with law or order. And it feels like you find a new way. You've discovered a new way and you're allowing it. And for some of you, because justice prevails in a certain situation, you're allowed to sort of let go of that resentment that you may have been harboring. We also have the 6 of Cups. I feel for some of you too, there's been kind of there's a bit of like a lonely energy. It feels like that maybe you've lost a companion. If that's you, I'm sorry. But yeah, it does feel you know, retrogrades are famous for, you know, or at least we're told, you know, of exes coming back and all that. I'll be honest, I haven't had too much of like traditional retrograde stuff lately. I guess I shouldn't say that. I'll take that back. I mean, again, I find that the astrology is absolutely helpful, definitely helpful, but not everybody's going to feel everything the same, right? It's not going to play out. Like I don't have a line of exes calling me, you know, maybe because they're blocked anyway, and it's from a long, long time ago. But, but anyway, no. Anyway, sorry. But yeah, no, maybe some of you, it's like it just feels like what it's going to feel more like to me is you're going to find some things coming up from the past maybe that are just kind of one more time coming up like within internally. It feels more, I guess, Piscean would be and it makes sense because the Mercury retrograde is in Pisces, I believe. So I feel like it's sort of like reflecting on your feelings and your own insights and what you're feeling intuitively, and you know, like inner child healing, that sort of thing. Does feel like that. What else do we have? I am feeling you're going to be getting a sign or signal, or like someone enters your life and it has a meaningful effect. It could even be something as small as you're in the grocery store and you have like a quick conversation with somebody and something they say really sticks with you, and it's you, like you get clarity. Like maybe before you were sitting in your car and you're like, give me a sign, you know, I need a sign, what do I do? And then somebody is like, you know, you have this quick little conversation exchange or something, and yeah, and it's like you kind of just go from there. You get your clarity in the most interesting way. Like clarity arrives in a lot of different ways, right? And in this particular instance, something that you may be thinking about, you could just receive an answer, kind of just living your life in everyday things like, yeah, grocery shopping or post office or whatever, you know. There's the Page of Wands. So the Page of Wands, I mean, I feel like some of you are just, you're willing to try new things. And it makes me think, you know, throwing things at the wall and seeing what sticks is the phrase they're giving me with this, because it looks like spaghetti to me, but a lot of things do. So yeah, it's well, I mean, and she's throwing, you know, her wand up in the air, and she's like, yeah, giving something a try. Taking a chance on something here, making something work here, I'm hearing too. What else? Okay, there's Death Rebirth here. That did come out in the pre-shuffle, and when I took this deck out. And so I think that's what, for some of you, you could be feeling just motivated and inspired to have that rebirth. Letting go of those old patterns, fixed mindset, that sort of thing. Okay, with that, like that would be like the 9 of Swords, you know, repeating pattern. And here's the 7 of Swords and the 8 of Cups. Anything less than honest, authentic, real, genuine, you're walking away from that. I feel like that, like, you know, that's what needs to happen. And we have the, we're in an eclipse season. We're going to have another eclipse next week. The total lunar one in Virgo. We just had the solar eclipse in, it was new moon in Aquarius. Yeah. And so it just feels like, you could really be eclipsing things out, and it's all for, and I do feel that there's a new awareness. Something, again, is like really communicated to you, either from your guides or God, or or somebody in the grocery store even, or you just come across information that makes your decision easier. It allows you to take that next step forward, because a lot of you may not be realizing like what that is right now. You will grow back. I'm getting, you will grow back. Something can come, but it's not by going back. Okay, so if you've had some sort of like a financial loss or something, or you're whatever, it can come. You can recover from that. So there's this element of recovery, of that energy getting unstuck. But I mean, you have a lot of things here too that are showing the light coming in. I mean, it is the light seer's deck, and so there's a lot of elements of like light in the cards. Even in the Seven of Swords, traditional Seven of Swords doesn't have a sun in it, and yet here we are. We have this spotlight, this sun shining. It does generally have a yellow sky in the traditional Rider-Waite, Pamela Coleman Smith. But yeah, I might have mixed up the order of names. But anyway, it's just, and the same with the Eight of Cups. Well, the Eight of Cups generally has the eclipse on it. But you see what I mean? It's like you're getting, and then the light, the light of the Hanged One, right? And I pointed out the light within that keyhole. There's something here that there is, look for the light. There is going to be, and even in the Death card, the back of the, there's the new day dawning. So a lot of you do have a new day dawning, but it could feel kind of heavy right now, or it could feel kind of slow going, Hang in there, because it is, again, it's going to pass. This shoot shall pass. This too shall pass. That's a new one. This shoe shall pass. Okay, that's our new saying here at the schoolhouse. But Queen of Cups, okay, and it feels like some of you, it could be like you're just, I'm feeling a lot of like just emotion, and there's a lot of emotion and drama maybe going on around you, and your balance and your patience could really be being tested. Your strength being tested. How well you're managing and monitoring your own energies and time and resources is also coming in as a factor here, because again, that balance you have, I want to remind you, you have Temperance next to Justice, and some of you are just really, you're like waiting, you're like, I've been holding myself, I've been living with integrity, and I'm just waiting for this to pass, get this move. Oh my gosh, and look what happens. And you have the Knight of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups. And so, as I said, it's even though that Eight of Wands was in reverse and the Queen of Cups is in reverse, the Queen of Cups in reverse could be someone who's feeling, kind of insecure, or just feeling fragile, or like they really need more support. And then you get this little bit of with this Knight of Pentacles, very stable energy, slowest moving card in the deck, I believe. So it's slow going, but it's someone who's dependable. It's something that it's progress, right? It's progress and patience over speed. Either way, you get to that Ten of Cups. We all arrive at our Ten of Cups differently if we're fortunate enough to arrive. And it looks like for a lot of you, you will have that, because this is a card too, the Ten of Cups, of that love and support. But it looks like for some of you, you're going to have to walk away. It keeps coming in. It's coming in so much lately for people. And I really feel that the eclipse season has something to do with it. And just that, the fire horse energy too. And it's kind of like, again, like wishes can come true in many forms. So maybe just being more open to how something comes in. It might not be exactly as you had hoped or expected or planned, but it's still coming in. Let's see what else we have. If you enjoy this reading while I'm shuffling, please hit the like button, leave a comment, even if it's just an emoji, subscribe. All of that does help build the channel. So, and I appreciate those of you who do that. And also, please do consider hyping as well, those hype points. I'm not taking all these, but I did see the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. All right, so these are going back in, and this one hit the table. So we have, okay, so it seems like a lot of you, you're going to be getting clear on what's been holding you back. If you've been living beyond your means, or if you've been depriving yourself, or if you've been around somebody who is kind of envious, jealous. I'm hearing like, pick and choose wisely, partnerships, plans, directions, all of that. Some of you do have some difficult choices, and hopefully this reading will help clear up some of the confusion. And the Queen of Swords, I mean, you have, the Justice card is clarified by the Queen of Swords. This is fantastic. These are both having to do with truth and clarity and direction and honesty, right? Head over heart, like, something who's very, like, the law is the law, right? And with the Queen of Cups, or with the Queen of Swords and Justice card together like this, it feels to me like something is pretty cut and dry, and exactly what you need to address from, childhood days, or if there's been a loss that's really affected you in some way. And I just feel, yeah, some of you are really getting out there. I'm hearing the name Holly too right now. I'm actually getting the time period of around Christmas, and I'm getting Jeep. So I think I've had this before come in. It seems it's an energy that keeps coming in. It seems like I might be getting December 13th or something like that, like somewhere around that time period. Okay. So, and like a little while ago, not even the last couple of years. So something may have affected you in that way. So what else do we have? Or in some way, like there could have really been a loss that's still affecting, even the family dynamic or something to this day. All right. What else do we have, please? What else do we have? For some of us, it's just the not knowing is really difficult. I get that. And then we have oh, wow. Oh my gosh. You have 4-4. Because you have the 4 of Wands, the 11-11 card, right? Things coming in aligned. This is celebration. This is your community coming together. This is you, shaking your tail feathers. And this is, and then the 4 of Pentacles and the Tower. And it feels, well, I mean, there's a tower here of like this squirrel's like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have built here, actually. But the 4 of Pentacles, really, again, this, I feel like it's being very mindful in how you're spending or sharing your resources. Yeah. And also there's something here with this tower about, some sort of conflict, obstacle, challenge. It kind of feels actually similar to like 5 of Wands energy. So I feel like for some of you, there could be, or maybe it's on a world stage. A lot of the times I feel the tower is kind of on a world stage, at least lately, but it could be something about keeping everything to yourself, maybe playing it small, being too scared or fearful to have an adventure, to experiment, to step into that new higher you, the more evolved version of you, could actually it could create some sort of tower. And I'm not saying that's to blame you. I'm saying that's actually like, it's sometimes the towers are small, right? Or they're not even directly impacting you. Not every single person is now getting a tower, right? Because this one card came out in a reading today only. Like that's just not how it works. But again, that'd be going to extremes, and there's a huge focus on avoid going to extremes. But this could be some sudden change. That's the tower, but it leads to rebuilding. Again, I'm getting a lot of like fire sign energy, but there's not a ton of fire energy here. I mean, there's some, but not like a crazy amount. There's enough water too. And then we have a partnership. Look what happens after this. I'm hearing a name I hear a lot. So there's got to be somebody out there named Nicholas, because I hear Nicholas a lot. So I'm getting Nicholas, and I don't even know Nicholas. So there's that. And I'm also getting Katie too. Katie or KD. All right. There we are. And then, yeah, there's it's like this just works. There's some kind of new routine, new partnership. It just works. And it's really, yeah, it's really this coming together. They're really drawing me into this card. It's really this coming together. And it, again, it feels like kind of after a 5 of Wands, or it's almost like something you didn't expect to work out could very well work out. We're going to get a lot more like oracle cards too with this, because I feel like I want to get some more very specific messages. Look at that. You have the sun. And this is what's clarifying, death, rebirth. And it's on top of that 10 of Cups and, that stuck energy that was there, and someone maybe being kind of overcome by emotions or something. I think for some of you, because you build better boundaries and you separate from whatever's draining you, there's the sun. A lot of you are getting a lot of intuitive information with the star and the high priestess together. Aquarius, Pisces energy. We just came out of Aquarius season. We're in Pisces season now. I feel like it's harmonious right now as far as your healing and clarity and hope and really just getting encouraged and feeling a little more secure in your own like knowledge too. What else do we have? Like what you feel, what you feel, like trusting those nudges more. The sun could be restored vitality, renewal. It can also be sort of this there's something here about children too. Like see the humor, you have that. And I was getting this message earlier, just a few moments ago, but I get like 10 at a time sometimes, so I just pick one. But I was getting something about like, you're the role model for somebody, or you're going to be maybe working with smaller children, or it can be, it's definitely, there's children in this reading somewhere. So someone needs to know that there's something here about children. There are a lot of children in the cards now that I look at it. So because you're like being more childlike. I mean, did I see that? No, I'm not. It didn't actually come out. That's something that came out as a more of a channeled message. But in looking at the cards, the 6 of Cups has a child. The Sun card typically has a child. The 10 of Cups have children. The Death card has a child on it, and you have it twice. There's certainly this energy of like, in that card right here, the Have Confidence. That one also, have confidence in your ability to heal something from childhood. Or to be a good parent, Oh, and I say to be a good parent, and then it's like, look at the bottom, look at this. You have the Queen of Cups, or sorry, that's Queen of Pentacles. So now you have 3 queens on the table: the Queen of Cups, the Queen of, you don't have the Queen of Wands, but you have enough wands here. All right. So the Queen of Pentacles is that sort of mothering energy, but we have to, it starts within, right? We always get that, like, so just being mindful of, not taking on too much, not balancing too much. I'm not saying, anybody's ducking their responsibilities here, but because I do feel though that there are a lot of you that have just like so many responsibilities. I'm kind of getting 10 of Wands vibes from this Queen of Pentacles, which is new and different. But she's like, she handles it, it's like being really proud of your journey. And maybe some of you are thinking about putting your story out there. You have the Hermit and you have the 8 of Swords here. So there's that knowledge. And I feel like that is a card of you putting your story out there, especially because you also have that Star card. And because I just said it, this is something where the Hermit, they go to the top of the mountain, they have information, but then they come down and they share it, or they should, it's like, or they live it, so it's you living what's been, well, and also, you're like living the lessons you've learned. That's been coming up lately. But with the 8 of Swords, this is all about perspective and shift, just shifting your perspective when it comes to what you feel is a weakness even, or a restriction. So facing your fears, taking control, and realizing your power, your true power. And there's something here about it, really things coming from the heart. So being, aligned, but in order to be aligned, we have to tune in and know exactly what we want, right? There's the Moon. Yeah. So let's face those fears and anxieties, really getting in touch with our emotions, and it does, and then you have the wild wolf and the domesticated dog in there. And it's this, there's duality, and like things are rarely in life very cut and dry, right? So there's always this element of like, you know, less than perfect really, or you know, like it can be difficult to tell, but the best you can do is the best you can do with the information you have at the moment, right? That's as much as we can possibly ever do. I love that you have the moon and the sun. All right. Because, you know, again, right in line with eclipse season. And I'll be doing an eclipse reading for the lunar eclipse, as I always do for all eclipses. And your weekly readings still post Sunday mornings. And you have an Ace of Cups here. Lovely. Lovely. I'm getting lilacs, or a name like Lila even. Okay, so there's the Ace of Cups here. And it's, again, it's coming from the heart, right? It's really, they're open. Their heart is now open again. You know, the time when you felt let down, and maybe you blocked the heart chakra for a while, you had to protect it, right? Like that Four of Pentacles. I like that we have this Ace of Cups as the final tarot card for this portion of the reading anyway, because we go from like blocking, and even the Queen of Pentacles, she's a queen, but like just look at how it crossed over. Like she's protective right there. Maybe you're feeling protective mama bear vibes or papa bear vibes or whatever it is, right? Bear vibes. No. But the Ace of Cups is that creative energy flowing again, feeling unstuck and really feeling as though things are lining up, especially when you are, you know, putting yourself out there and you accept yourself the way you are. First, we have to, you know, love ourselves, right? And honor our own truth, right? First, it has to come from within, right? So let's get some more oracle cards. Let's see, what do we have? And if you enjoy this reading and would like to see more, there is my second channel. It was called Mantic Mystic, and now it's called Schoolhouse Intuitive, with the unique spelling there. And I wanted to include the two because it's my second channel. That's how you can remember which one's which. But this one's all Libra and mostly tarot. Okay, and that channel is everybody, and it's going to be more like mediumship, so messages from loved ones, that sort of thing. I'm still incorporating cards, and I'm still maybe doing, you know, like eclipse readings or something like that, or 222 portal readings, but not you know, like this. This is more cards and Libra, because I realize that's a separate audience, the mediumship stuff. It seems like we still do that here a little bit, but not as, you know, over there it's going to be a primary focus. Let's see. Oh, I'm hearing Stanley. Heard that pretty clear. Stanley. Okay. Healing. And this is about, okay, so with Stanley, and I don't know if it's connected or not, only you'll know, but I was hearing, okay, now I hear Rufus too. I hear Rufus, okay? So these can be loved ones in spirit coming through towards ends of readings. That tends to happen. But I am getting something about Stanley, and then I heard, be the star of your show. Like, you're the star here. So maybe maybe you have a loved one in spirit named Stanley, or maybe you're Stanley and you need to hear, you know, that star of the show kind of message. But, and that all is well, like as far as if something needed to be healed in a relationship, because then the very next card we have is healing. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, I have a chill, and I'm about to show you why. Hang on. Let's see. So with this healing, the lotus here, and you'll notice the light coming from there. And this is, you've been through a difficult initiation. Didn't I say you're being like prepared for something? That's what it feels like. Yeah. So it's prepared you for the role of healer. So don't doubt your power. This is why I was freaking out inside. Look at this. You have the star again. So now you have the star token there. You have the sun, which is a star, right? And then we have the star again. So this is like a star-studded reading, right? Yeah. So shoot for the stars. Don't you dare settle for fine. Set your sights higher. You deserve better. I feel like that's a message for someone from their loved one in spirit, especially if it's connecting to Stan, Stella. I'd say Stella. Stan, Stella, or Stanley. All right. There's one more name, though, coming in. What is it? I might hear it. This is really interesting what I'm hearing. This is your dad calling. What's that all about? All right. Could be message from dad, you know, who knows? It could also be you get a message from dad if he's still living, you know. All right. We have break free. Break free. All right. So break free from what's holding you back. That came out in the channel messages before the reading. So this is about moving forward and not waiting for the change, but being the change, being that change. What else, please? Getting the closure. Closure looks different for everybody. Sometimes, yeah, it's a great little final conversation or text or whatever. But then other times it's just you walking away, you know? And sometimes when others walk out of our lives, it's a blessing. We don't know it at the time and it hurts, whatever, but it always seems like it's meant to be. And look at this, we have build anew. Not always, but a lot of the times, okay? There are no always and nevers here, okay? That's just not life. So again, we have that kind of message of like, remember, avoid going to extremes, because I feel like emotions could be heightened too. And things could just feel really big right now, all right? So yeah, don't hurt yourself trying to fix what's beyond repair. It's the chance to build something different, okay? Just do it differently. Even if, you know, you don't get a chance to repair a relationship with somebody like face to face, you know, do the repair work within and move on, right? It's best you can. I know it's not easy. It's not, you know, and if you need help, obviously get professional help. But if we have angelic help here, because we have your angels here ready to support you, okay? Ready to assist you in your growth and and your accomplishments for your divine life purpose. And I feel like, yeah, it's kind of like and again, angelic help hotline, you know, I've made that up before, like, you know, just like where I feel like really your angels are standing by, but sometimes they cannot, your guides too, they can't intervene necessarily unless you ask. That's why, you know, prayer can be so powerful, or just, you know, even just putting it out there if you don't want to call it an actual prayer or whatever. It's like some people have an aversion to certain words, and, you know, probably rightly so. Like I don't like the word hiking. Well, hike, that sounds awful. But I love to walk in the woods and sometimes up mountains. So I just call it walking, you know, go like, but I don't like that. I don't know. There's something about like, oh, hike. I don't know. Maybe it's just the word itself. So like words really having meaning, you know. What else? Empowerment. So give yourself permission to practice your power. You're more powerful than you realize. And they're telling me too right now, I'm getting like the eyes don't lie. You know this. There's something here. Some of you could be avoiding or ignoring a red flag of some kind. And why would you do that? We do it for different reasons. I want you to ask yourself, why would you do that? That's the message coming in. Okay, through me to you. What else? Beauty. See the beauty in everything. The beauty of a smile, the beauty of love, above all, the beauty in you. The beauty of you. Yeah, of you. Mm-hmm. Being proud right where you are. All right, let's see what else we have. Let's get, I want to get some messages. I'm kind of liking the 1111 Oracle, but why don't we get some celestial numbers? I wanted to end with these. You're like, I don't know, just pick one. I kind of actually feel like I just want to go back to these, the angel and aura messages. The tarot tokens are by Jamie Sawyer, and you can find them on Etsy. They're major arcana or arcana tokens. And then you have another card that has the rainbow in it. So you already have the rainbow card, the 10 of Cups. And now you have this. And I'm going to read you what it says. It says how to get a book contract. That is so specific. So maybe some of you are working on that. Look at that. How to get a book contract. So card 19, Sun. There's a microphone here. There's like an eye of protection. There's a crown. There's a heart. There's a coin. There's a dove. There's like this wishing well, right? And it's, you make your wish and believe in divine magic. So wishes, goals, dreams, and accomplishment here coming in. Wishes come true. Yeah, the divine magic. You're being that divine magician too. This is really good. This is so very good. Let's get you some angel numbers and animal cards, and we will call it a reading. What do we have? Again, you know how to show support. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Whoa. Oh, wow. Good. 44, sign of encouragement. There it is. So keep going. Your hard work will pay off. This is so random too, but some of you may be trying to get up earlier or have a better sleep routine. So wishing you well with that. Let's get a galactic angel message. You never know which angel they're going to want to talk to you through. Expand the mind. Learn a new skill. Knowledge will open doors to a new direction. Be ready for those ideas. Ah, yes. Look at, and this is what the whole reading is about. I think, the planets are aligning. The impossible will become possible. There it is. Another reading where the impossible is becoming possible. Okay. What else, please? Take a break. Meditate, cleanse. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, there it is. And your angels are communicating through numbers. Watch for repeat sequences. We're going to get more numbers now. Then we'll go to the animals. Oh, 666. So leave the doubt behind, release and heal for greater things to come. I always get to with this message, with this number, because some people are just really scared of that number. And it's like, it's a number, but it's like something is scarier than it seems. Okay. Something turns out to be like scarier than it's actually really is. So not letting that doubt, that fear, that anxiety keep you stuck. 99, sign of leadership. See, we already turned 2 of those 6s upside down, and now it's a 9. You've got some leadership here. Okay, inspiring and leading by your higher perspective. And bottom of this deck, I just wanted to get more and more of these. You have Guardian Angels, card 3. Look at that. So now we have that protection. Those of you who maybe did get some anxiety there. Protection, clarity, spirituality, wisdom coming in. Very nice, very nice. Okay, we'll get you let's get the animal healing cards. Sure, we'll use these animal healing cards. What else, please? Swan, becoming, card 29. Heart chakra, thinking of that Ace of Cups. Let go. Oh, the whole reading. Let go of what isn't authentic. Become who you were born to be. Let your true self emerge. That is this whole reading right there, summarized in that one card. What else for Swan? We also have another white animal, avatar, a wolf, card 45. The keyword is avatar, and then crown chakra. And this message is, you are a divine being, so much more majestic than you could ever imagine. Embrace your true greatness. Your leadership power serves many and allows you to manifest. Card 22, master number 22 there. And this is working your magic, taking inspired action to manifest your dreams into reality. You are a powerful co-creator. Don't you forget it. And it's solar plexus chakra. And we're going to head into Aries season in the month of March. Oh my, look at that. Card 51. This reading, it is all about reprogramming as well. And that's what the hummingbird is here to share with us. So soul star chakra, and it's time to clear the unconscious programs that are holding you back. Connect with your cosmic self to receive a consciousness upgrade. Yeah, a lot of you, that's just it. You are upgrading. This is an ultimate upgrade. This is a divinely orchestrated upgrade. This is, again, divine magic. It feels like with that card there, this is wishes, goals, and dreams coming true. So that's what I have for you. And thanks so much for being here.